Officer Jarrott is no longer with us, but I, like many others, continue to feel a deep sense of loss every time this story is mentioned, and each time the annual memorial in his honor is held. Today, let's take a closer look at this incident, and from your own perspective as you watch this video. This is part 1, and I'll be dividing the story into 2 parts so that those who care can gain a deeper understanding of what happened. Part 1/2. I-10, mile 101. From a tinted window stop to a deadly ambush, Luna County, New Mexico. On the afternoon of February 4th, 2021, on eastbound I-10 near mile markers 102 to 101 east of Deming, 28-year-old New Mexico State Police Officer Darian Ray Jarrott spotted a white Chevrolet pickup truck with a headache rack. He turned his patrol vehicle around, followed the pickup, and activated his emergency lights to stop it near milepost 101. The initial reason was the vehicle's excessively dark window tint. This also served as probable cause in a drug investigation, being assisted by Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, known as a wall-off whisper stop. Let's take another look at what happened that day. Officer Jarrott's final day on duty.
Afternoon, sir. My name's Darian Jarrott. I'm with New Mexico State Police. Reason for the stop is your window tint's a little too dark. Yeah. You mind if I open the door? Or if you want to roll down the window more.
It's dark?
Yeah. I noticed you got temp tags. You got registration for the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
I'll need registration and your driver's license as well. Right. You got... Okay. All right. Do you have insurance for the vehicle? Yeah. Where is it? It's with the wallet. Do me a favor. Come with me to my vehicle. That way I can run your name and date of birth, and then that way I can get my return. Okay. Go ahead. Shut the vehicle.
For several days prior, HSI had been surveilling 39-year-old Omar Felix Cueva, a suspected drug trafficker. On January 28, 2021, an undercover HSI agent purchased about 1 pound of meth from Cueva, observing him carrying a semi-automatic rifle and stating outright that he wasn't going back to prison. HSI issued a BOLO alert noting Cueva's serious criminal record and tendency to carry firearms, and requested NMSP's assistance in setting up a traffic stop before a drug deal in Las Cruces on February 4th. However, HSI's morning briefing on February 4th did not include NMSP personnel. Information continued to be passed indirectly via phone calls and text messages. 14.x dash cam video. Jarrott approached from the passenger side, a standard tactic to maintain a safe buffer from passing traffic. He asked for registration and insurance, requested that the driver step out and walk to the patrol car so he could run his information. Cueva stalled repeatedly. As Cueva opened the door to exit, Jarrott noticed a handgun on his hip. Calmly, he instructed Cueva to place the gun on the front seat. Cueva complied, but Jarrott could not see that Cueva had an AR-15 style rifle hidden inside.
Huh? Yeah, so I can run my checks and I can talk to you a little bit while I'm running my checks, and then you'll show me the picture right away because I got paperwork I gotta do, you know? Hey, real quick. You have a firearm on you? Yeah. No, I see it. Please, do me a favor. You mind if I take it off you for my safety? All right, hold on. All right, let's go to my vehicle, okay? Come on.
The two walked toward the rear of the pickup. Suddenly, Cueva pulled the rifle up from behind the truck bed wall and opened fire through the bed, forcing Jarrott to duck backward and fall, drawing his handgun in response. Cueva ran around the back of the truck, firing multiple shots at Jarrott as he lay on the ground, then delivered a close-range shot to the back of the head. Cueva jumped back into his vehicle and sped toward Las Cruces. An HSI agent nearby rushed in to assist, broadcasting officer down and providing aid until medics arrived, but Jarrott died at the scene. An urgent alert went out to the entire region. NMSP officers Lionel Palomares and Sonny Montes spotted Cueva's vehicle at mile 116 on eastbound the Fronten. Cueva fired at their patrol vehicles while fleeing. A multi-agency response. New Mexico State Police, Las Cruces Police Department, Doña Ana County Sheriff's Office, and U.S. Border Patrol joined the chase. Tire deflation devices were deployed near mile 135, with multiple units returning fire as Cueva continued to flee. Near mile approximately 140, LCPD officer Adrian de la Garza executed a pipe maneuver, spinning the truck and slowing it down. Cueva exited the vehicle and continued firing. Officers returned fire, fatally striking him. Officer de la Garza was injured, but his wounds were not life-threatening, and he later recovered. Quick analysis of events and tactics, based on the official post-incident investigation report. Breakdown in the information chain. The New Mexico State Police, NMSP, Incident Review Committee report, March 2024, states that HSI was investigating and planning to arrest Cueva, but the morning briefing on February 4th did not include NMSP. Critical details about Cueva's danger level and a photo of the vehicle were only passed indirectly via text messages and phone calls between an HSI agent and an NMSP sergeant before eventually reaching Officer Jarrott. This left Jarrott without the tactical advantage appropriate for a suspect armed with a rifle and openly declaring that he wasn't going back to prison. A standard approach met with a hidden rifle ambush, approaching from the passenger side, keeping position behind the B-pillar, and repeatedly signaling the driver to step out. All were standard actions when only aware of a possible handgun and drug connection. In reality, the suspect had a rifle hidden out of sight and launched his attack from a blind spot over the truck bed. Once Jarrott fell, the range, angle, and pace of Cueva's attack left no chance for escape. Why a whisper stop? The wall-off chashut whisper stop technique is used to make an arrest without revealing an informant or undercover operation. However, when the threat assessment indicates a suspect armed with a rifle and intent on a fight to the death, the tactical setup should involve a special response team, SRT, or multiple coordinated units at a location with favorable terrain, not a single patrol officer relying on a minor traffic violation. AP News summarized after the report was released, poor tactics and communication contributed to the tragedy. The chase and multi-agency deadly force resolution. After the officer down broadcast, the coordinated use of spike strips, a pit maneuver, and suppressive gunfire stopped an armed suspect in motion with a rifle, reducing the risk to civilians on the interstate. LCPD officer De La Garza was shot in the right arm, the round passing through his armpit and back. His family launched a fundraiser to cover medical and travel expenses during recovery. About the two central figures, Officer Darian R. Jarrott, 1992 to 2021. Began his career with the New Mexico Department of Public Safety in 2011 as a transport inspector, graduated from the Police Academy in December 2014, joined NMSP in July 2015, and transferred to the Lordsburg area in March 2020. He left behind 3 young children and a 4th child due in 2021. Omar Felix Cueva, 39, had a long criminal history, primarily drug-related, dating back to the 1990s in Southern California, with ties to meth and cocaine cases, described as a violent criminal. On January 28, 2021, he carried a rifle to a meeting with an undercover agent. Minutes after shooting Jarrott, Cueva told someone over the phone that he didn't give them a chance. Community comments, as reported in the press. Grief and solidarity. Local reports said the entire state mourned, noting Jarrott was a Lordsburg High School graduate, class of 2010, and a son of rural southwestern New Mexico. Support for family and injured colleague. Fundraisers by the New Mexico State Police Association and community members were organized for Jarrett's family and LCPD officer De La Garza, who was wounded in the final shootout. Anger over coordination failures. After the March 2024 report was released, many news outlets summarized audience reactions calling for transparency and reform of interagency coordination to prevent similar tragedies. Based on AP's coverage of the report's conclusion, poor communication and tactics. Legal status. The family filed a tort claim in 2021. A federal lawsuit against a related federal agency was dismissed by a judge in 2023. Multiple state and local proceedings remain over responsibility and coordination procedures. All details taken from publicly reported court coverage. Thank you for your attention and for listening. This is the most detailed summary of part 1 of the story. Please like the video and share your thoughts on this case. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to watch part 2.